Alright, we're going to be watching another video by RYVIN. I did one yesterday by them on Sigma. This one will be on Diva. This is still Bronze 2, and it's going to be on Numbani. I feel I way overextend as Diva trying to get kills out of position too often and not giving my team enough support. Then I dive, and I lack the skill and awareness and ability to get the kills efficiently when I do dive. Okay, so let's talk about Diva. So Diva, definitely a tricky hero. I would say Diva's probably the hardest or one of the hardest tanks to play from a game sense perspective, not less so the mechanics. I think mechanics in Diva are fairly straightforward. The reason why is that Diva can do basically everything, right? Diva can brawl, Diva can dive, Diva can peel. She has the ability to do anything anytime because she has very short cooldowns on her thrusters. She has really good burst damage. She has excellent mobility. She has defense matrix, so she can do a lot of things. But she's not great at any of those things, right? She's not as good as diving in general as, for example, a Winston. She's not as good as brawling as brawl heroes like Ryan or Orisa. She can peel, but she's not necessarily. She can't absorb all damage like a Zarya, right, for example. So there's a lot of situational aspects of her gameplay, so it can be very hard to play. But let's look at Numbani first, right? I already have an entire Numbani tank guide. If you haven't seen that, I strongly recommend that you watch that as well for how to play Numbani, because I think Numbani first point is very hard to take. But you have the right general idea here. I've seen some of the replay already. You're going to end up challenging top. The goal here is to generally not fight the Ryan unless the Ryan makes a mistake, right? As long as the Ryan's playing with his team, you basically cannot fight him efficiently at all, okay? He's just going to get healed up, and he's going to out-damage you. He's going to swing through your matrix. You're going to be in big trouble. Instead, you force the Ryan to drop, right? And then you go high ground, and you contest where the Ryan isn't, right? If the Ryan stays over here on the left, you go right. If the Ryan's on the right side, you go left. If the Ryan's bottom, then you go left or right. Just avoid the tank as much as possible and try to get value beyond that. When you come main here, this is good, right? We're going to check back, make sure the whole team is here. Obviously, it's the start of the game, so everyone should be here, which is great. Ryan's going to be right here. Now, the funny thing is, normally I would say, hey, go top. This Ryan is out of position. This Ryan is extremely out of position right now. You see how he's super low, really far away from his team. He can't benefit from the Torb turret, right? His supports, Mercy can't see him, not that she should be healing him. Kiriko can barely see him. You actually could have made a big play right now by simply boosting forwards right now, and then bumping him into your team, and then immediately activating missiles and shooting him in the back, right? Diva, with all missiles and shooting at the same time, assuming not getting a headshot, I think you do like 240 damage. I can't remember the exact number. 225 to 240 damage per second. That's a lot of damage. Even against a tank, that's a tremendous amount of damage for 1.5 seconds while missiles is up. You can shred this Ryan right now. And if you bump him towards his team, hopefully he goes around the corner, his team can't heal him, right? And then your team collapses and just kills the Ryan. That would be a great play right now. I think it's really hard to recognize in Bronze, but just understanding, hey, this Ryan is really far away from his team. It's okay to just sit here and just shoot the Ryan. Like, this is a weird scenario where, like, I would be okay with you just sitting here and just shooting the Ryan and being like, oh, okay, just, like, mess up his day, prevent him from walking into your team, etc. So, you end up going top here, which I think is pretty normal. I don't think that it is usual for Ryan to be playing here. The Ryan should be, like, way back on the team, for example. I don't think Ryan's good at this point in general, but that's another story. You're going to go up, and you're going to see the Hanzo, and you're going for the Hanzo. This is the correct move. The problem is, you're really low when you start engaging this Hanzo. So 591, you're good. Then you're going to walk into the Hanzo, and he's going to shred you. So, see, you're already down to 285, and you can no longer win this duel, especially with him being pocketed. One thing to think about is that Hanzo has storm arrows. So Hanzo fires 5 arrows for 60 damage each, and they can headshot. So, and then he can fire all of them in like 1.2 seconds, something like that, pretty quickly. Now, why do I mention this? I mention this because whenever you see a Hanzo, you should think, can I survive 300 damage? If you can't, you should strongly reconsider whether or not you want to fight the Hanzo. Okay? As long as he has storm arrows available, he can do 300 damage, not including headshots. If he has headshots, he can do 600 damage to you. That's a crazy amount of damage. So when you engage this Hanzo, you're at full health right now, or basically full health, you're missing 50 health. You haven't seen the Hanzo use storm arrows, and as a general rule, if you haven't seen enemy heroes use cooldowns, you always assume the cooldowns are available. So I assume that the Hanzo has storm arrow right now. I should start shooting him, but as soon as I see him start glowing, right, this moment right now, you see that his bow is glowing, you need to matrix this right away, and matrix the rest of the storm arrows completely. Otherwise, he shreds you right now, and you see that this ends up being a bad trade, okay? You went up here to go fight the Hanzo, but instead of forcing the Hanzo down low or killing him, there's almost no way you'd kill him, but like forcing him down low ground at least, instead he just farms you for 300 plus damage, right? Gains 20% ult charge there, and then you're forced to back off. So the pressure you should have been creating ends up being not there, and the Hanzo is going to follow up on this, which is the correct move, and he's going to end up fighting you. Now, how do you avoid this? Well, again, you need to understand, and this is why D.Va is so hard to play, right? You need to understand, how do I play against every matchup in the game? That's true for every hero, but it's especially true for D.Va because you have Matrix. A lot of heroes, like if you're fighting Cassidy here, like you don't really have a lot of options, right? You just fight it. You just fight him out, right? He pops storm arrows. You can still kill him through storm arrows. But with D.Va, you have these tools, right? You have thrusters and you have defense matrix that you can use to counter enemy abilities. So in this scenario, right, very important to recognize, he's going to use storm arrows to try to blow me up because I'm a tank and it's easy for him to land it. I need to matrix the storm arrows. Now that you're taking so much damage, it's really hard for you to do anything, and then now their team is collapsing in on your team. You get super low here. Again, you really cannot challenge this right now. You need the drop right now and just get the mega, right? I would drop and just walk in to get the mega, or you can thrust him to get the mega. You hear the Rhine charging. You really cannot fight this. You cannot lose mech right now. Trying to contest right now is not a good idea. There's almost no way you will ever kill any hero in the game who is being pocketed by a support as D.Va unless you burst them down in the first second and a half with missiles. I want that to be one of your biggest takeaways here and quite frankly, it would be helpful to play deathmatch a lot more too here, is you cannot kill pocketed heroes as most of the tanks. That is, as a general rule, you cannot kill a pocketed hero. And as D.Va, you especially can't kill them if you don't have missiles. Right? So right now you do have missiles, but like he's already being pocketed here. You've lost almost all your health. Like you have like 200-ish health here. Fighting him while he's pocketed, there's just no way. There's just no reasonable way to win this fight. You're not even getting the Hanzo below half. You see, even with missiles, you can't get him below half here. There's just no chance of winning this fight. And it's tough because it's like, how do I coach that to somebody who's never played evil? Well, the short answer is I can't coach everything, right? You have to fight. Like, I fought a Hanzo literally thousands of times before as D.Va. Like, I know exactly how I want to take the fight. I know what fights I can win. I know what fights I'm going to lose. But I believe you're relatively new to D.Va right now, it's going to be very, very hard for you to know that, right? You go up here to challenge Hanzo, which is the right idea, right? I like the idea of taking high ground, of avoiding the Rhine, but you have to recognize he's being pocketed. I don't have missiles. I don't have health. I have to disengage from this fight, right? So you need to drop right now and just reset. The Hanzo has farmed 70% ult charge off you, okay? I want to emphasize it for a second. He's 68% right now, right? Look at everybody else. Ryan at 12, Mercy at 34, because she's healing the Hanzo, right? 11 for Tor, 14 for Kiriko. Look at your team, right? Hanzo at 11, Junkrat at 20. You fed 70% ult charge to the Hanzo already. And so if your team ends up losing to Dragon later, which I don't know will happen or not, a big part of it is that you fed the Hanzo ultimate like 45 to 60 seconds faster than he should have. Right? This is just not a good trade for you. You're very lucky that the Mercy chooses to leave the Hanzo right now for no reason, and then the Hanzo gets low enough that you actually can kill him right now, and you do. This is not going to happen at higher ranks, but we will take it. There is no reason. I'm sure the Hanzo is equally surprised the Mercy left him, because she leaves to go heal the Torb, who is totally fine. Right? No one's even really in range except for the Hanzo, who's shielded off. Right? He's already been killed by the Kiriko. The Mercy should just stay on the Hanzo. At the very minimum, should have gone back to the Hanzo after this happens. But it is a good kill to recognize, hey, the Mercy left, we'll get the kill. So, now let's examine the situation from here. You killed the Hanzo. The Mercy is here. Okay, your team is back, because obviously the Rhine is just in the middle of your team, forcing them back. Rhine's out of position, by the way. What do you do right now? Well, look at your options. You have the Mercy, right, who's at half health, flying towards you, presumably try to res. You have the Torb, who's holding right hallway for some reason. You have the Kiriko, who's on point. And the Rhine obviously is out of position. So right here, I'm sure with the benefit of pausing, you would recognize I should go after the Mercy. You know, the Mercy's flying at me. This is an easy kill on the Mercy. Instead, you're going to tunnel vision on the turret and try to kill the turret, even though the turret's not even shooting anyone. Right? The turret is actually behind the cart, so it can't see anything. The turret's not doing anything right now. So you should kill the Mercy right now, for sure. Mercy's the easiest kill. After that, then I would fly up and put damage on the Kiriko and start forcing the Kiriko to Swift Step and Suzu, right? But I would do it from here where the turret can't fight me. Then I would look for any other kills, and then if nobody else is doing anything or is available, then I will kill the turret. But do not tunnel vision on the turret here. Again, look at the fact that this Mercy is going to fly right by you and get this kill. Or get this res. See? Right here, this should not happen. You should have looked around and be like, hey, look, where's the Mercy, right? And I think you can sort of hear her movement. You could have seen her peripherally on your screen, maybe. Let's actually see. Yeah, you heard the shout right there on your left when she got hit by an attack. So you would have heard her on your left right now, and I would immediately turn to go get the kill on her. So you're going to go over here. We're going to waste your time on the turret. Fighting the Torb. For some reason, the Kiriko doesn't heal the Torb, so great, we'll take it. And then you're going to dive in. Now, recognizing, look, A, you are at 1/4 health, all right, number one. And number two is you have lots of good targets over here that are not the Rhine, right? You could fight the Kiriko, you could fight the Hanzo, you could fight the Mercy. Going for the full health Rhine while he's being double pocketed by 2 heroes is not a good idea. As a ballpark number, assume every single support in the game heals for about 60 health a second, okay? The Mercy and the Kiriko are going to heal this Rhine for 120 health a second. Even if you're shooting at the Rhine from nonstop from behind, right, with missiles, you're still only going to do 200-ish damage per second, right? So only about 100 net damage per second. The Rhine holds his shield and just walks backwards and ignores you, right? Your team doesn't do any damage. You can't kill him. Your missiles are over, and then you lose your mech. So that's number one is don't, like, you need to look. I think that's something that I would emphasize already is take a second before you use thrusters to look around and be like, hey, who should I go for? Like, who is available right now? Because you're doing a lot of tunnel visioning here where you're like, oh, the first target you see is the Rhine, you immediately run at the Rhine, which is no good, right? So that's one point I would say. Number two is I want you to not lose mech. Very, very important. Whenever you lose mech, assume that you have made a massive mistake. Never rely on Baby Diva form to like do anything. I think the best divas are almost never in Baby Diva form. Losing mech is just really, really problematic. It's actually worse than dying normally because it's really hard to get re-meched back quickly for the most part. You'll often die and then stagger even longer. So right here, with me being at 3/4 or 1/4 health, right? But I've already killed 2, right? I killed Hanzo, who's just respawn. I killed the Torb, I killed the turret. I've done a lot of work here. Just go to the right, pick up the Mega, and then either retake this flank or come back this way and help your team out, get healed to full, and then re-engage, right? This should be an advantaged fight for you, except that you're spending all this time, like, attacking in this, like, bad situation where you're gonna get lit up right now. So, you take a ton of damage here. You're gonna lose mech. This is, I would say, a huge mistake right now. You're basically throwing away your advantage by losing mech right now, and then you get walked in and then you die, right? So coming back in, you take high ground, which is great. So as a quick note, I wouldn't even bother shooting the Mercy from here. You're literally going to do like 3 damage a second. I know this is like very brief, but look how little damage you do against this Mercy. Right? 1, 3, 1. Like like, yeah, I understand she gets cover. I guarantee you, if she was standing still right here, you're still only gonna do like 15 damage a second. Diva has really, really strong damage fall off and her spread of her shotgun shots, right? So both the farther they are, it lowers the actual base damage of the bullets and it increases the spread, right? Because your shotgun shells, so they spread out over space and then you'll hit fewer shots. You cannot effectively engage at this distance. I wouldn't even bother wasting your time. Right? Your goal here should be either to boost in, actually I would say your goal is here to boost in right away, attack the Mercy, and then force her to low ground, and the rest of your team can help deal with the Mercy. You're going to get nanoed here. This is not a good nano, not a good time. You're going to go for the Mercy, which is the correct call. I like this. Right? Get the Mercy low. Excellent. So you kill the Mercy, and then from here, be like, okay, what can I do? You drop 1 point, right? And then you're going to get super low, because everybody's shooting at you right now. You're at 460. I drop down. The turret's shooting at me. The Torb is shooting at me. I want a Matrix right now because I'm dropping low, right? Once you're dropping about half, you really need to start DMing here. DM, give your team a chance to heal you. Right? Whoa, what happened to Mercy? Give your team a chance to heal you because right now they can't because the Moira and the Ana dies to Dragon, which for the record happened super early because the Hanzo got it from farming you, right? Your Mercy doesn't, your Ana doesn't die here. They don't have Dragon. So number one, right? Which is indirectly your fault. So Anna's dead, right? And then your Moira can't heal you because the Dragon is zoning her. So you need to Matrix right now. I know you don't realize what's happening behind you, but you need to Matrix and be like, look, I'm taking more damage than I'm dishing out. I need to Matrix and then walk back towards my team and try to figure out like whether or not I'm going to get more healing, right? Trying to fight this out is a bad idea. Then you pop bomb, and then you just walk into the opposing team. You should just die here. The Rhine should easily have killed you. But the Hanzo's going to kill you anyway, right? There's plenty of time after bomb for you to die. Your goal, as a general rule for climbing, I would say you should almost never try to kill the enemy team with remechs. I know it's like funny when it happens. It is extremely rare, and it's far more likely you will end up losing games because of it. So if your focus is winning games and not going for like funny plays, do not try to remech on top of them for the most part. with rare exceptions. So here, assuming the right call was the bomb, which it's not, you should have immediately gone to the left and hid behind the cart over here and then remeched on this side, which would give you some chance at remeching successfully and doing this. But even beyond that, is this the right time to be using bomb? Well, number one, you shouldn't have lost mech to begin with, right? You should have DM'd and just simply walked away and you would have been great. You would have been in good shape, number one. Number two, even let's assume that you are in the situation, is it right called a bomb? I'm not so confident that I'm going to win this fight. Only the Mercy is dead. My Anna's dead already, right? I don't even know where the Junkrat is. Junkrat's like playing top. I think it's possible, but like the problem is you're super close to them, so the Ryan can just walk into you, kill you with 2 swings, and then shield off the bomb. They have cover here, right? They're already in cover right here. There's cover behind the payload. There's so many options here to avoid dying to the bomb. So both the bomb means it won't kill anybody, and it's likely to result in me dying, right? So that's a double whammy of just an ineffective ultimate. Right, you can go here. You could have meleeed the Hanzo there for the kill, I think. Yeah, you could have meleeed the Hanzo there for the kill. Alright, you can come back again. Your team manages to cap without you, which is great. So, going over here, one thing to note is I need to begin the process of taking space. Okay, they are currently holding all of this space up here on high ground. All right, up here, down there, right? They have the cover, they have high ground, right? They're going to shoot at me. What is my plan to take space as D.Va? Well, it can't be from here. Me holding Matrix here does nothing, right? Your perspective should never be as a tank. I will hold Matrix and let my Hanzo get a kill. That is not a reliable, consistent way to win a game. Your perspective should be, I need to go here and force them off high ground. And I need to do it one step at a time. If I just fly up there right now, I'm going to run out of Matrix and they're going to shred me as soon as I come out. So I need to just boost over here, start applying some pressure from the right, wait for thrusters again, then boost up again, and then commit with missiles and kill somebody or force them off. I guarantee you they will have to drop if that happens. But simply sitting out here, holding Matrix is a waste of time. And you notice that you're actually going to take a ton of damage. You're 650 right now, right? You're just sitting here, and you see you've taken another 300 damage. So you're feeding ult charge to the enemy. Okay, most of which I think is going to go to the Torb. Yeah, so the Torb ends up getting 10% plus ult charge off of that. And little things like this add up over the course of the game because they end up getting so many more ultimates than your team does. Right? Really, really, really important. So again, do it in steps. Right? Step 1, step 2. All right, you're coming up here. Ryan's out here. So again, not a great choice to fight the Ryan in this situation, but you don't want to fight him from here, you can fight him from here. So this is what's called off-angling. Instead of playing main with the rest of your team and getting spammed out by people, play here. Because if you stand here, how does the Ryan deal with this, right? He wants to hold this corner. If he shields off your team, you shoot him in the back. If he shields off you, your team shoots him in the back. That is how you deal with brawl heroes on defense, is that you play an angle that forces him backwards. If you stand here, he literally has to go backwards, right? The only other option is that he's to charge you or your team. If he charges your team, he's obviously going to die. If he charges you into the mega room, you just walk here, get the mega health, and you kill him. Okay. So, you leave the Ryan completely, you go for the turret. Again, the turret is not a threat. Do not over-fixate on turrets. Really not that important. You should just thrust it away from the Ryan, right? Reset over here, and just kept fighting, right? Just constantly staying outside of the Ryan's range. You spend all your time shooting the turret, and you use missiles on this. You're going to get crazy low right now. Right, you drop all the way down to 120. You can't make that jump, by the way. You need to use thrusters or have wall climb. Go for the Mercy, which is great, but you're super low right now, so I would use thrusters to get in here and get the Mega, right? Low health D.Va is basically useless. I would say most tanks are useless with low health, right? It's not like a DPS. A DPS with 115 health can make plays. A tank with 150 health is food, right? You're going to die instantly. Okay. So, you end up dying, right? So, we'll reset this. Again, they're trying to play a corner, which is smart. So, Ryan is going to stick on the shield. You really can't shoot him through the front. If this is going to work, you actually need to get through the shield. So, you have to, like, walk to the right. So, you see how you're not actually shooting through the shield right now? You need to walk through the right side or left side of the shield to get an angle on the side of the shield. Going face to face does not actually work. That's an FYI. But you're forcing Ryan back right now. As a general note, you do the same damage from here as you do from here. I know we talked about damage fall off, but like against tanks, the spread is relevant because all your pellets are going to hit, and this is within your damage fall off range, which I think is 10 meters. So this is like 5 meters away. He can't swing at you, and you can shoot him. So try not to play face-to-face against tanks that are really good at face-to-face fighting. Right? Your general style as tank, even from Sigma, is you're very broadly. Like, you want to fight people like head on and win those fights right away, but you're just not playing heroes that are good at that. Right? If you want to do that, you should be playing like the Rhines, the Orisas, even Ramatra to some extent. Roadhog is fantastic at this, right? Roadhog will out damage every single other tank at point blank, but D.Va not so good at this. So let's think about it. How do we break down this fight? Okay. Well, we gotta take this corner, right? Is my team ready to go? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Where's the Cassidy's going for a flank? So I would look back and be like, oh, my Cassidy's flanking. Okay, I'm gonna play slow, right? I'm just gonna play here, chill the corner, wait for my Cassidy to flank. Is he? Yeah. So he's gonna flank probably through here, and do this or here, one of the two. So I'm gonna wait for the Cassidy to be in position. Going in right now is a mistake because it's a 4 and 5. The Cassidy can't help me at all. But you go up top, and luckily, you get this kill over here, because the Mercy does not heal at all, which is surprising. But, you know, you get the kill, which is great. Like, this is a big play. It's just surprising that the Mercy does not heal. And it's tough, because I don't really know how to coach situations like this, where you did a thing that at higher ranks, I'd be like, there's no way this should work, and yet this worked perfectly. Like, this was such an easy kill for you. I guess try these things until they stop working. I think that the better plan was simply to sit here, right, work the Rhine shield down, let the Cassidy finish the flank, and then push this 5. But killing the Cassidy here is in fact a big play. You're going to see right after this, I think, the Mercy Valks. So Mercy Valk, she's going to super jump right now, and then she's going to go probably think about this res. So as a reminder, this happened in the previous game where you completely ignore the Mercy and then you forget about reses. So you should be aware, yeah, exactly. Aware that res is a thing. But on this time, you don't really have much of an excuse because you see the Mercy fly up to you right now. Because you're shooting at her, right? She flies up and be like, oh, the Mercy's up here. All you do is step away from the edge so the turret doesn't hit you, right? Step like this and just shoot her. Right? Shoot, and then she's dead. But you definitely shouldn't just leave her knowing that you just killed the Hanzo, knowing that Mercy has res available, and then go run back to your team. And now at this point, you just lose mech again. After you lose mech, the fight's over. So, going out, repeating again. So, as a reminder, you do not want to be fighting at point blank against Rhine. If Rhine is hitting you with his hammer and you are not using missiles, you are probably doing something wrong. Same thing as Sigma, right? You generally do not want the Rhine to be hitting you. So, if I'm the D.Va, I'm going to be playing here, right? Not here where the Rhine can hit me, right? Here, not here. Here, not here. Very, very important. But instead, you get too close to the Rhine, right? Now he just swings into you. So you see the swing, you're matrixing. I think you're trying to matrix the Dragon Arrow, which would be an incredible play if you pull it off, but it's very unlikely. But Ryan's crazy overextended. He's trying to kill him right now. Working him down. Yep, matrixing right there for your Cassie is great. I would matrix after that to make sure my Cassie doesn't die. And then you go for the Mercy. So going for the Mercy is the right call. Bombing here is incorrect. As a general rule, I would say you should not use D.Va Bomb to try to get kills. And I know it's great and flashy when it happens, but it doesn't scale well with ranks. You almost never see D.Va Bomb kills in higher ranks. So you should use D.Va Bomb not to get kills, but as a second life. Use D.Va Bomb as an opportunity to be very aggressive, and then when you get burned down, pop D.Va Bomb, right, which forces them all to scatter, you take cover, then you remech and continue the aggression. That is a very consistent way to climb the ranks. Throwing D.Va Bombs, unlikely to work, especially if you don't know how to throw D.Va Bombs. Throwing D.Va Bombs itself is like its own complicated mechanics, and there's a lot to it. I do talk about that in my D.Va gameplay guide, so you should look that up as well. I can send you the link to where I talk through like basics about how to throw D.Va Bombs, because there's a lot to it. But this is a really bad D.Va Bomb. Why? Number one is this: you don't need it, right? This is a 5-on-3 right now, or 4-on-3, 4-on-3 with close spawn advantage. You don't need ultimate at all. Nobody should be popping ultimates at this moment. Like, this fight's already over. Their tank is dead. You just have 2 supports here and a Torb. He's not going to stop your team. So this fight is over. You do not need to throw D.Va Bomb. Number 2 is you had full health, nearly full health on D.Va, so you didn't need to throw the D.Va Bomb. You could just shot people and it would be fine, right? Just shooting people would kill the Torb very, very quickly. Number 3 is that you throw the D.Va Bomb someplace where it's not going to hit anybody, right? It's in this like weird spot where like everyone can line of sight and take cover from it very, very easily. So for all of those reasons, your D.Va Bomb ends up being not a good choice here. Kill Torb, great, right? Good job hunting him down. Alright, now you take high ground, which is good. working the Rhine. So again, you're too far away right now, so I would try to get a little bit closer, because damage fall off happens even against shields. But as a general rule, like just working back on the shield is fine. So Rhine, I look at him and be like, okay, is he overcommitted here? Yep, working the Rhine here is good, right? Forcing him to turn like this is great. So for example, standing all the way over here, so he has to completely flip, is great. Because right now, you see how the Rhine's struggling to do anything right now? This, you should remember this moment. This is what it's like to play pokes against Rhine. Okay, where everybody scatters, the Rhine can't do anything. He's just standing on point, being useless, holding his shield up. This is what I want you to remember, right? This is what it's like to dominate the opposing tank, where the other tank has no idea what to do. Right? This is really good. Not playing in his face where he can swing at you and gain value, but playing really far away where he can't do anything. I would use missiles there. Ugh. When he gets slept, that's a great opportunity to pop missiles, because even when he gets slept, even when someone does damage to him right away and wakes him up, he still has like about a second where he has the getting up of animation. He can't use shield. So I would pop missiles right now and then commit it to this, right? Pop missiles, dive, right, and go in for the kill. I think you recognize this, but like a second too late, but you end up wasting all of your missiles into the ground as a result. So too late on this. Ryan's able to live. He's able to shatter. He walks into your backline and then kills your backline. And at this point, the fight's over. So, rewinding, what could you have done differently? So number one is get to that flank spot sooner. Right? When I see this, I immediately boost over here and start shooting him in the back right here. Right? I can also shoot the Mercy right now, which would be perfect. I don't want to drop because I know the rest of the team is going to be coming down from main quite yet. So I think just playing up here would be fine, right? Shooting, poking the Mercy, poking the Rhine, etc., or even using missiles, and needing to work the Rhine down sooner. Second is, in fact, if you kill the shield just a little bit faster, this grenade would land. That's a bad grenade, but hypothetically, if you could destroy the shield sooner, then the grenade would land on him. But at this point in time, actually, he doesn't even shield right now. Once his shield breaks, you can commit and kill him, because now he has nothing to stop this, right? Now he threw missiles, and I dive at him. Okay, shield, sleep or not, doesn't matter. Like dive, launch all the missiles, land behind him. This is just mechanics at this point. Even with two supports, they cannot out-heal 4 people shooting at the Rhine. So you definitely could have killed this Rhine in time, but you end up being late here. Now, one thing that's relevant is knowing the Rhine has shatter makes me play differently positionally. And how do I know the Rhine has shatter? Rhines get shatter. I said this at the last game. Rhines get shatter every other fight. It's a general rule, right? Almost always, Rhines will get shatter every other fight. So the easy way is, did he shatter in the previous fight? No, I should assume he has shatter in this fight. So if he has shatter, I do not want to stay lined up with my team, right? Understanding he has shatter, he's contesting the point at the very end, he's going to shatter here. So I don't want to be standing here where he can shatter me plus the rest of my team. I want to be standing over here, right? Or over here, like literally anywhere where he can't line up me plus the rest of the team. But instead, you face take him right here, and then he's going to shatter, and he gets everybody. And this is why you lose the fight, right? I think from there, you try to do your best to like go after the backline, but at this point, like the fight's over. The shatter plus the fact that he gets a kill right away means there's almost no way to win this fight. Plus, you're already half health, right? There's just, even with perfect tracking here, there's no way that you can win this fight. All right, resetting again. So Torb, super overextended. I would definitely go for the kill on Torb here. So D.Va is very mechanics reliant in terms of killing. D.Va is like a mobile DPS in that sense, right? You have to learn how to very quickly burst down someone like instantly. And I have a separate guide for D.Va burst kills as well that you should definitely watch if you haven't already. So looking at this Torb, I can kill this Torb in literally less than 2 seconds by myself. Just boost into him, activate missiles. It bumps him backwards, which makes it very predictable, and just gun him down. Right? He will die in literally less than 2 seconds. Just me, even with overload in this situation, even just me, I will kill him. Much less me plus the rest of my team. But the thing is, you don't have that instinct yet, but that's something you gotta train as D.Va. And you can accelerate that training process by practicing in deathmatch or against bots or whatever. Right? You let this Torb get relatively far away, but he should have died like instantly. You go for the Hanzo, this is great, love this, right? So you killed 3, right? So you picked up both DPS. At this point, there's nothing they can do, fight's over. One thing to note here is, look how easy this fight ends up being, right? And like a huge part of this is the fact that like so many people just get picked off and they can't even have a contest. You see what I mean? The Junkrat Tire kills the Mercy, right? You kill the Torb, and then you kill the Hanzo, and they literally can't even fight this. And this is what I'm saying is like picks are so important, right? Keeping your teammates alive, allows you to take fights, right? Killing the enemy team prevents them from having a fight. Very, very important to structure a lot of your gameplay around, are we up or down in number, right? Because you got so many picks there, you literally didn't have to burn any resources. The fight was over. I think you're trying to take high ground right now. This is unnecessary right now. And the reason being, and I kind of know this from game sense, I know there's not going to be anybody over here. Because we just killed 3, and I saw the Reinhardt and the Kiriko retreat. So Reinhardt and Kiriko are not going to be sitting up here. Okay? They're probably going to be going back and playing main. And I would not worry about that. And if I was worried about that, I would fly up this way and check up here real quick and be like, is there a Rein in here? No? Okay, great. And probably from watching the game, I probably could tell where the Reinhardt went. But the Reinhardt went back and switched Junker Queen anyway. So, you do the Junker Queen now. Alright, so let's discuss the situation. They popped Kitsune Rush, they killed your Moira, they're walking into your team. But actually first, let's actually look at when the Moira dies. Yeah, why do you go back for the... I think you think the Moira's being shot from behind, maybe? Yeah, I think that's what happens. I think you think the Moira's being shot from behind, but you should be able to tell. This is one thing I really, really hope you're wearing a headset, because the sound, like directional sound, is very important. I would have heard the arrow on my left and know that the arrow came from that direction and that she wasn't getting shot in the back. But because you're not here to help create space in the front, the Moira's going to end up getting not only hit by this arrow, but then getting shot again and then killed by the Torb, which is somewhat unlucky. But you could have been here, right? If you didn't fly back, you would have been right here, kind of like, down main, destroy the corner. You would have seen the Torb, and you could engage the Torb right now and fight it out at this distance, right? You can easily beat a Torb at distance, even with Mega Health Pack. As long as you have support, you'll easily win the fight against the Torb. So he never gets in position to two-shot your Moira. Now that your Moira has been two-shotted, they're going to pop Kitsune. This fight's over. The second this happens, the fight's over. Like, I literally don't even bother saving my team at this point, because the odds of them just winning this fight are very, very low. Well, unless she gets trapped. Okay, I mean, the trap is extremely lucky. Well, we'll take that. Okay, so we'll get the kill here, sure. I mean, you can sit here with your team. Then you pop another bomb, which is no good. So this bomb, I think you pop the bomb because you're like, oh, 3 people are exposed out here, including the Junker Queen. But she also has Shout, so everyone moves away really, really quickly, and they're all able to run back, right? The Junker Queen doesn't die. No one's even close to dying here. There's plenty of time. And you had full health here. It would have been better to just keep shooting her. Or if you were going to throw the bomb like this, right? Slide the bomb, like slightly nose down across the ground and pop it here. That would have killed a bunch of people. But it's stuff like that's really, really hard to coach, because it's just, like, it requires just a ton of mechanical practice, like hundreds and hundreds of hours in Diva to understand, like, what bomb is going to do what in the situation. But that's why I'm trying to give you general rules, which is, like, don't try to use bomb to get kills. Just fight it out. So from here, you gotta do a quick check, right? What's our numbers like? So we lost one earlier, who is now back. So Cassidy is flanked. Yeah, okay, so you have everybody here. Yeah, so you're good. So don't use thrusters unless you have a plan. So the Junker Queen's here. Okay, you get pulled there into that. That's fine. So when you get pulled like that, I would Matrix right now while walking away. Not the axe, obviously. The axe isn't matrixable, but you're going to get spammed by a bunch of people here, which is why I would Matrix while walking away. So going up, take high ground. This is fine. Yep. So don't spend... So, okay, let's take a second and see how slowly this turret is going to die at this range. You see? Like, that's what I'm saying, is don't shoot things from this far away. Do you see how long it takes you to kill this turret? You're not even close to killing this turret. Like, it's just starting to smoke now. And in this period of time, because you're not making any space in the front, the Junker Queen is just going to walk into your team and start killing people. Well, she gets trapped again for the millionth time. It's great traps. But your Junkrat's already dead. And then she's going to walk in, and she can go for your backline. This is good. You peeling her out of the way is excellent, right? That's a great play. The problem is, I wish you'd been down there earlier so that your Junkrat never dies. Right? See how your Junkrat takes... He doesn't die quickly, right? He gets... right? He gets shot. Like, you have a lot of time to stand here, body block, matrix, whatever it ends up being, to save your Junkrat. You do trade the Junker Queen for it, but the problem is trades are bad when you're pushing final points. The reason being is that they have short spawn, and you have long spawn. So this is a short spawn, so they're going to be right out here. Your spawn is all the way over here, right? So long for you to get back into a fight, which means trading is bad when you are on offense on final points. When you have short spawn, trading is good. When you have long spawn, trading is bad. That's something I also want you to think about, right? So in this situation, even though it's 4 and 4, you're at a huge disadvantage at this moment because that Junker Queen's gonna be back way sooner. Also, you see the Mercy right now. She's gonna fly into your face. You should hit the Kiriko, by the way. The Kiriko also just Swift stepped into you and Suzu'd, so the Kiriko has no ability to survive right now. You need to kill that Mercy who's flying right above your face. Right? See it? The Mercy is just making like crazy overextensions. And Kiriko gonna Swift step over here. You get super low. You do not want to lose mech here. So you've already killed 2, right? You guys do have a real serious advantage now, even with short spawn. At 203 health, I just want to regroup my team, right? Just fly back, look back, where's my Ana? Fly back over here, get healed up, then fight again. Going behind them right now, with 200 health, you see how quickly you die? You die instantly, right? You're not doing very much when you just go in the backline, you die instantly. But the problem is now they're going to come back out, and you do not have mech, you need to reload. As I mentioned this before, but I would jump way less, and you just walk up and die. All right. So keeping mech alive, critical. Right. With mech here, maybe you win the point right now. Without mech, 0% chance that you win the mech. Impossible. Even with an aimbot on D.Va, there's no way you win this point. All right. So we're gonna come back again. You're matrixing. The problem is you matrix when nobody's actually shooting. Now the Hanzo's shooting. Okay, now he's not. You're matrixing right now. This is okay. But the problem is he's going to end up killing your Moira. This is, I think, somewhat unlucky. Yeah, I would say this is kind of unlucky. You certainly didn't have time to react to Coalescence. But I think that you could have done a better job applying pressure. So, for example, flying on top here, bumping the Hanzo against the wall, popping missiles, he dies. Right? So the technique would be fly up here and then go this way, bump him, activate missiles, kill him against the wall. And that's what you could have done from a mechanics perspective. But going wide to the right, especially after you see the Hanzo going to the left, is a mistake. Right? My perspective should be, look, my class is going to the right, I'll go to the left, right? And I want to make sure there's no safe spot on the cart to start getting kills sooner. Once the Moira goes down, the odds of you winning this fight is very low. Winning fights on final point when you are at a disadvantage for numbers almost never happens. But it's overtime, so you have no choice but to fight. Tyre kills 2. Is there anything you could have done now? I mean, Junker Queen's still full health, but you have a lot of people alive if you just stay alive. You should reload. Yep. Yeah, kill the Junker Queen. Yep, okay, maybe doable. I would not peek right now. Right, when you're super low, give your supports an opportunity to heal you. Alright, and you actually end up doing this. Wow, okay, great. Your DPS got 3 kills there, which is very lucky, but we'll take it. Alright, you play up front, you're going to see them going top right. Excellent. So, when they go right side, there's 2 possible options for them to go. One is upper, second is coast, which is along this route. So you want to be set up to mirror that and prevent them from getting any space. So where's the best spot is you play over here, right? This corner right here, you can see if they go right, you can see if they go left. If they go left, you play right here, you jam them up at the door. If it's at the right side, you can play high ground, shoot them, right? Poke them down. As soon as the tank goes in, then you drop down, you can kill the backline. So you go this way, but this is a mistake, right? Because you realize, oh shit, they're actually going coast. There's nothing you can do here. You go for the Hanzo, who's isolated, but it's very likely you get a kill here. Except this is bronze, so this happens. So the Mercy should easily heal the Hanzo right now, right? There's no reason for this to happen. Also, the Hanzo, I think, still has jump. Yeah, I mean, he uses jump. Yeah, I mean, the Mercy should have saved him there. But you go for the Mercy here, which is good. So you're going to stop, you could have gotten the melee kill right there. So when people are flying by you, this applies to everyone, like Genjis, Mercies, etc. When they're flying by you right now, you should melee. I'll do it again in real time. Right there, turn and melee, right? Flick melee right away, and then you get the kill on the Mercy. Try and fight them. Right, not going so well. Mei is obviously a huge pain to deal with, that's D.Va. You should not have flown into main because the spawners are coming main. You should have gone upper and gone up top. But you're going to lose mech here. Once you've lost mech, you basically lost the point. You only get 1 fight on Numbani first point against most of the hybrid maps, right, where there's a point followed by the payload. You only typically get 1 fight when you're on defense. So unless your team carries from here, you are not going to be able to get a realistic contest. Well, Zen's super low. I would pop missiles. Even missiles have no damage fall off, so at this distance, you can definitely get kills with missiles here. I would pop missiles to get the kill. Yeah. So you pop missiles here, but like there's not a lot you can do in the situation. Your team's already down way too many. Like there's no point in me saying anything here because like there's no way to win this fight. All right, you're gonna swap to Sigma here. Regrouping your team, which is great. So I don't think Sigma is great on this point. I think D.Va is much better. I think Sigma was great on final point. But here, there's a lot of vertical space you need to contest. And that's a general rule. Like, if you're going to play D.Va and Sigma, is there high ground I care about? Yes, play D.Va. If not, play Sigma, right? In this situation, this high ground is very important. You can't do very much here as Sigma. It's not terrible, but it's not good, I would say. All right, so you forced Mei block out. I wouldn't have thrown Rock here because I'm pretty sure the Mei's going to block anyway. She's at 75 health, so she's one-shottable already with just your regular attack. So I would have attacked her just to force out block, let her block, then use Rock after block to kill her, especially knowing that she doesn't have a wall. I was like, wait, did she cancel that? Oh, yeah. So by the way, you can actually eat Mei's Blizzard. Like, you see that projectile she throws? This guy right here, right? Her little, there's actually a name for it, but whatever the little bot is, you can actually, snowball, that's what it is. You can actually use grasp and eat this snowball out of the air and completely cancel her ultimate. That's an FYI. Same thing for D.Va Defense Matrix. You shouldn't use grasp here, obviously. We've talked about that before. So you're gonna walk in. You have to contest the point here. So it's right call. This is one of the rare times where I think it is the right call for you to walk forwards as Sigma. Yeah, I mean, just fight it out. It's fine. I would not play close to her. Actually, maybe. I think it's actually fine here because you have the Moira with you, so there's no way to lose this fight. Once again, I would say that your aim in Sigma is excellent. Your aim in Sigma is like way better than bronze, like way better than bronze. Like this could easily be like gold or even like platinum level aim, and I would say it looks more than good enough for that. I don't think your aim is a problem by any means. D.Va, your mechanics are an issue, but I would say in Sigma it's not less so. So once again, grasp here ends up being a problem, or flux here. The flux is going to flux nobody here. It's not even at the right time. Do you catch the Zen in this? No, you didn't catch the Zen in this. If you did, he would get lifted even though he's invulnerable. So you need to work in the Mei. So again, you attack, you use block, sorry, you use rock, and she uses block preemptively, which is no good. Just attack her regularly, force block, then use rock afterwards. You're gonna get stuck here. You're grasping, but obviously your grasp does nothing against a Mei's freeze beam because it's a beam instead of a projectile. You should use that opportunity to turn to the right and then absorb everyone else. You should be using your shield against the Mei and using your grasp against everybody else as a general rule. I wouldn't keep the shield up right now, right? Because the shield breaks for no reason. And then now, if you had shield, you throw up like even a 200 health shield here, there's no way the Mei can kill you. It's impossible. But at this point, you get frozen here, or slowed, you're stuck, right? Grasp, and then you die. So all the things go wrong here as Sigma, right? All the things go wrong, right? You're poking here, which is all fine. Everything is good. You're going to leave your shield up unnecessarily. You really did not need to leave the shield up like this. Then you're going to waste flux, right? Then you're going to drop down here. You're going to waste rock. Again, if you waited until now you rock her and you at least knock her away, give yourself some space, which allows you to survive. Now you get stuck here. There's not a lot you can do at this point, and then you're just dead, right? So a lot of really critical mistakes are happening in terms of your abilities and decision-making on Sigma. So, rock here. I would say rock for shout as a general rule. I wouldn't just rock her randomly unless you're 100% sure you're going to get the kill, because she's very dangerous in shout. She can walk over you and your team, so I'd use rock to knock her out of shout to prevent her from doing anything valuable. You're quite lucky you actually get that body block in. So this is another good reason why you need to have shield available. You shouldn't have left that shield there, right? While you were getting frozen, you should have just thrown the shield out right now. But it's okay, they're all focused on attacking Bob, which is great. So you're up 2 people right now. This is a bad visor. Same reason you don't need it. Alright, attacking, this is good, right? Good poke. I watch out for wall. No! So when you get walled, if Mei walls you, that means that the Mei thinks that this is going to be a good wall, right? You don't want to be on her side of the wall, you want to be on the opposite side of the wall. So you get lifted by this, all you do is walk backwards here and you're good. But instead you walk forwards. I mean, it ends up working out okay in this example, but I think it's a bad instinct, right? Your instinct should be, if I'm getting walled and I end up on top of the wall, I should back off the wall towards my team, not forwards, as a general rule, I would not throw the shield, right? Again, not a high value shield right now. You should let the shield regenerate. Right, good damage on the Mei, right? She's super low. So one thing I'd recognize is my mortar was in trouble. So I want to make sure to, yeah, we're actually good here. We're good. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. So if she's shooting the right here, right, just step on her side, get the easy attacks in. She's basically not dodging. You're going to do flux. Okay, so this timing is incredible. It's a huge mistake of her to be using her ultimate right now, but you end up completely shutting down her ultimate because of this. But we'll take it. Missed the rock. It's not a big deal. You could have gotten the kill if you hit the rock, but ultimately we're just worried about time here anyway. More spamming. Right, I would take, yeah, back up a little bit, get a little more space. I would have grasped right now just to make sure she doesn't kill the Ashe behind me, who I assume is low. Dragon coming. Ooh, this is not a good nano. So don't just throw a rock randomly, right? Always make sure that you have a target in mind for rock. Like, you can't see anything right now. There's no reason to be chucking a rock right now. Yeah, I mean, nano, this is just a bad nano. And then it's made even worse because now your aim is really starting to fall apart at the moment. So let's back up and analyze vertical view for a second. Okay? So you get nanoed, and then you're gonna run in there, you're gonna try to do something. Okay, you could, for example, just walk at the Hanzo and kill them. I don't really know. You don't need more mercy. I just kill the Hanzo. The Hanzo here is exposed. There's no supports with him. I would just jump on top of the cart and just kill the Hanzo, right? 1-2 melee insta kills him, right? And then force Mei block out, turn, and then kill the rest of the team. But instead, you chase after this, which would be okay, except you're missing all of your shots, which is critical right now with Nano. Then the whole team is alive. There's 5 people in the middle of all of them. They could all choose to turn on you and kill you right now if they wanted to, but they're not going to. Junker Queen's walking in. She's forcing your whole team back, right? You see how everybody's going back right now, and you're just not able to stop this. And, I'd say the biggest problem here is simply mechanical, right? Like, you had Nano, you were there, you had opportunities to get 2-3 kills, and if you get any of those kills, this changes completely. But like, if you miss that badly, then yeah, sometimes things are just not gonna go well, right? I mean, like, we could micro-analyze the positioning change decisions there, but the fundamental biggest problem is that you just didn't hit shots. No need to grasp. We're basically still full health. Right, good. Killed the Hanzo. Oh, that's so lucky. We'll take it. I would shield right now for the soldier. Right? I see the Junker Queen going to the soldier. I would throw a shield out this way and let the soldier play a shield. See? Like, you're totally ignoring the soldier, so the soldier's going to end up dying here. Oh my god, he's so lucky. So, soldier lives a lot longer than he really should. You should be careful. Yeah, good job not leaving the cart here. Okay, until now, but you're still good, I would not throw a rock. I know you're probably, like, feeling the adrenaline right now. But play calm, right? 1v1 with short spawn, there's no way you lose that. Even the Junker Queen kills you, there's no way to lose. Because the team will come out in time. You can't die that fast. Alright, good shots against the Mei. Again, try to force out block first. Right? You can throw a shield here, or actually you lost shield already, but you can throw a shield there to prevent the slowing and the damage. Mei freeze beam only does 100 damage a second, which is not very much. Right? For perspective, you do 72 damage a second, so not very high. Ugh, missing that rock is bad. Yeah, so this is an example where wasting your grasp puts you in a really bad position, because you really need grasp now when you get hit by the storm arrows. That's what shreds you down so fast. If you'd grasp there, you would not only not take 300 damage, you would gain, 250 health or whatever, and then you'd be walking around as like an 800 health juggernaut, just running over the opposing team. So Dragon's gonna get popped here. You're going to go to the side, which I understand. I think retreating to the right actually was better, but I think going to the left is a reasonable take here. You can't be missing this shot. This is like an incredibly important shot right here. The reason being is all 4 of them are clumped up. If you hit 2 shots on the Mei here, that's 110 plus 80 splash to 3 more. That's 350 plus damage to get these 4 people if you hit these 2 attacks right here that went to the side of the cart. But not having any cooldowns, defensive cooldowns right now is really bad for you. And the Junker Queen's running over your team. You can't do very much in this situation. Yeah, and then it's over. maybe it's not over. Wait, your team comes back out. Okay. Flux, alright. Mercy dies. Okay, yeah, no, this is gonna be a win. Actually, great. Excellent. I thought this was gonna go to overtime. Okay, cool. So, recapping, right? I would say I don't think it's worth talking about Sigma very much because we already did an entire video on Sigma going over those details. As Diva, I would say 3 things, right? Number 1 is before you use thrusters, like look around and be like, where should I be going? And looking at for specifically in how often you had really good juicy targets to dive at is really critical. Number 1. Number 2 is don't lose mech. Right? Do not lose mech. Don't be careless. Like the times where I feel like you're playing carelessly because you're like, I have Baby Diva form. Don't do that. Play to not lose your mech. Number 2. Number 3 is don't just chuck bombs. As a general rule, especially until you practice bombs a lot more, I would just use it as a second life. That's how I use it the vast majority of the time, unless I'm super, super low, and then I would chuck a bomb. But generally speaking, don't just chuck bombs to chuck bombs so you have full health. Use them as second lives. So number 4, right? Let's thinking back here for a second, is I mean, I think 4 would be like the general deathmatching aspect of it, right? But that's like really hard to coach like game to game. Like you just need a lot more practice there. But I think those are 3, right? 3 things that are most important, right? Number 1 is look around, focus on who. Oh, number 4. No, I remember 4 now. Number 4 is mercy. Cancel reses, right? As everybody, always be mindful of it, but especially as Diva, right, who can very easily shut down mercy reses, think about mercy reses all the time. Is there mercy in the game? Think about res. So, 1, right, think about where to dive / when to dive, right? Look around first. Don't be impatient. Don't just like thrust immediately when you have the opportunity to use boosters. Number 2 is don't lose mech. Number 3 is Diva bombs. Try not to use Diva bombs just like randomly popping them, right? Just use them as second lives. And number 4 is cancel mercy reses. Okay? I think that's probably a good start for now. All right, hopefully this is helpful.